Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you all again. So before I get into what we're doing today, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for purchase. It's my first commercial release as a full-time indie developer. So it's a great way to support me, and I think it's a really fun game as well. So if you like 2D roguelite shooters, I think you'd like this one quite a bit. It's quite goofy. I think it's a good time. And I also have my Udemy courses available for sale. These will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. I've got a GDScript course and a C# course. I've also got another online cooperative multiplayer course in the works, which is almost finished. I should be wrapping that up this week, which means that it will probably be available either later this week or sometime early next week. And that will be in GDScript as well. So if you're interested in that one, hit the notification bell to be notified when that goes live, because I'll post a video to this channel. And I think that's it. So yeah, check those out. Those are all linked in the description below. Every amount of support is appreciated. And if you don't want to or can't financially support for whatever reason, that's okay. You can also like these videos and subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff greatly helps as well. All right, so let's see. Hello, Ito Makes Games. Welcome back. Was in my first game jam, missed the deadline by a few minutes. Oof, that hurts. Sorry about that, Ito, but I like my idea, so now it's in development for full. That's good, though. At least you have something now that you're excited about and working on. Yes, ouch indeed. Welcome back, Micah. Hello, Kiniaz. Welcome back to you. You do seem like a good educator. Thank you, Soup Noodles, and welcome. Hello, Ali. Welcome back. So I want to do some fun stuff today, but I have one more thing to do with respect to the refactoring that was being done yesterday, and that is I want to refactor how these things work here. Do I want to refactor this one? It's going to be a little bit tricksy, I think. Let me think. Pedestal, let's see. I do need to refactor this to use the same stuff we were doing before. Maybe it won't be that difficult. Ah, shoot. How do I want to do this? I don't really want to do this, actually. I don't want to do this right now. I'm not feeling up to it. So let's do something fun instead. All right, let's take a look at what we got in here. Let's make a new card or two. We haven't done an enemy card in a while. For the enemy faction. Hello, Ninja Link, welcome back. Day 100 of misspelling my username. I'm not misspelling anything. I started subconsciously saying Kiniaz too. Well, it's Kiniaz, isn't it? I don't know, I'm not Serbian or whatever it is. I don't know how to say it. How do you say this? Is it not Kiniaz? Is the K silent? Is it Niaz? Oh well, we may never know. It's like the old Tootsie Roll commercials. The world may never know. The I is silent. Okay, how about this? Can we all agree just to not put letters and words that don't belong there? I'm kidding. The I is silent. What? I don't know. I don't know how to speak that language. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's see. Sweet roll, ballista. A sweet roll would be fun to add. Apron, jester, lamb. Oh, a jester would be kind of fun. Lamb, ballista, chicken. Ooh, a chicken card would be so much fun, wouldn't it? Let's do a chicken card. Let's do a chicken card. So we'll do chicken, and then what should the chicken do? Maybe the chicken should just deal damage. Let's see. I'm doing a lot of birds in this game. Got the crow, got the phoenix, now I got a chicken. Wonder if the chicken should just do... What if the chicken should just do damage? What enemy cards do we currently have here? Let's see. It's going to be very hard to identify which cards are enemies in here. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. Good to see you. Arming sword. What abilities do I have currently? Scripts, data, ability, composed. Conditional echo, damage, execution, growth, exhaustible ability, lifesteal. Ooh, lifesteal. Let's give it lifesteal. Let's give the chicken lifesteal. That sounds good to me. All right, let's do a chicken. We'll open up Ace Bright. Hello, Himanshu. Welcome back. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Assets, card, background. Should the chicken be 1 by 1? Yeah, let's make the chicken 1 by 1. That's fine. Save this. Card. New folder. Chicken. Chicken.png. Load default palette. Boom. All right, let's draw a chicken. How am I going to do this? I might just do the chicken's head instead of the whole thing. Looks kind of more like a duck, but I think I can fix that. I think I can fix that. Okay. Let me think. Let's do this. Chicken. Why does it look weird all of a sudden? Oh. There we go. Okay. Don't really like that. What can I do? Orange instead? Ooh, that looks better. Do I want to do this? Okay. That's getting there. That's getting there. Okay. Could probably do... Let me think. I think that'll work. Maybe. Maybe this needs to go over here. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, that's good. And then here. Nice, there's our chicken. I think that's fine. I don't know about that. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Can't you colorize the enemy files? I don't know. Can you colorize enemy or different files? I don't think you can set colors on files. You can only do it on folders. That's a good thought though. Misspelling a word. Why do you keep saying misspelling? I'm not spelling anything. I'm saying something. I'm mispronouncing it maybe. Misspelling a word that you say the way it is written is the most American thing. It's true though. I am Slovak. Which app are you using for your to-do list? That's Obsidian with the Obsidian Kanban community plugin. First time I read Caucasian is when it's actually meant to refer to the people living in the Caucasus region. Yeah, seriously. How language is abused, yeah. I don't introduce myself as Caucasian because then I always assume I'm some German French person, yeah. The head is too round. I don't think so. But maybe that was an old comment. How do you explain you're proud of your region without starting a flame war? Yeah. Can't hang out today, but hello to everyone and good luck, Firebelly Games. Thank you, Adam, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. Alex Leo, what's this? This is chicken. I like the chicken. It's good. Thank you. Parallel Highway, hello. Welcome back. Caucasia is one of those ethnically diverse regions where everybody hates everybody, and so every little thing may start a flame war. Just refrain from talking about history or borders. Yeah, that is an interesting region of the world for sure. It is kind of weird though. Like as far as I know, I don't have any ancestors from the Caucasus region, but you know, on certain forms and whatnot, it's like, what's your ethnicity? It's like, if usually Caucasian is the only thing that's like, that means white people. And I'm like, I don't, that's kind of weird, but okay. Okay. Hello, Artem. Welcome back. It was? Oh, okay, so it's good now? Zamux, do you like it now? Hello, Cass. Alright, so let's see. I think the chicken is good to go. Maybe. I think it's fine. So let's save this. Oops. Oh, just save it like that. Okay. Let's create a new resource for this. Chicken. Nope. Oh, why did I search chicken in there? Today is an off day for me, I guess. Card definition resource. Now I do chicken. Now I do chicken. Chicken. Art. Quick load. Chicken. I should really just load the art dynamically instead of doing it every time. But let's do 3, or no, let's do 3, yeah. We'll do minion, is enemy, is flippable. Critical chance. Let's give it a critical chance. Why not? 10% critical chance, critical multiplier 1.5, exclude from loot table. I think that's redundant if it's an enemy. So we've got that going. Good chicken now. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So now we got to write a script for this. Card. New file. I should create a tool that sets up all this stuff for me. Should we do that on this stream? Lifesteal. Int amount 2. I think that's it. And now, oh, you know, the kind of awkward thing is now I got to go into my configuration editor here, and let's go ahead and run this. I have no idea if this still works. I think it will still work, but let's see. It'd be kind of funny if I made a board that's just chickens. Let's do it. 2 by 2. Apply dimensions. Let's put the chicken in there a bunch of times. You're just gonna fight a group of chickens. I actually don't know what I'm supposed to call this. Level 1, oh, level 1 underscore. Okay, so this needs to be level 1 chickens. There we go. So we got our level 1 chickens.json in there now. I'm glad that that still works. That's great. So just, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Nope, undo, or put it back, I guess. Level 1 chickens. All right, let's do a new one now. And let's do a villager with his trusty sidekick, the chicken. Level 1 villager chicken. Save. Let's do some new dimensions here. Let's create a new one. Let's do torch. What does this do? Ah! Why can't I bring up... Ooh, that's wrong. Okay. Why can't I do inspector on this? Let me fix that. Right click. Oh, shoot. I don't remember what's happening in here. How do I set it to tool mode? On tool mode, right click. Card. Huh? Oh, card event. Oh, tool mode. Oh, is tool mode. And card mouse events. Do I have a board manager in here? I do. I think that will fix that. Let's see. So I should be able to right click the gallery of cards. There we go. So now I can see the description, and then when I drag this over and I right click, that should get removed. Okay, perfect. So now I can actually read these. Deal 2 damage and heal for the damage dealt. Nice. Okay, so that's our chicken now. Okay, so anyway, I was going to create a little bit more. Let's do... What does this dog do? 6 damage. Let's do a chicken. Actually, this is a good board here. Let's apply those dimensions. Okay. Level 1 animals. Save. Okay, click new, and we'll just do one more here. Let's do a 3x2 maybe. Do I want to put a... Yeah, let's put a torch in there. Why not? Level 1, villager, torch chicken. Save. All right, that should be good. This is not going to be very scalable, is it? As I add more enemy cards. I had a really tough time coming up with an algorithm that randomly places cards, but I may have to revisit that depending on how this goes, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Hello, Awab. Welcome back. You may not be Caucasian, but you identify as one. Seriously. Automating the board stuff is fun. In Ukrainian, we use Europioid for the term you use as Caucasian. Interesting. Hello, Kelso. Yeah, it's good. How are you doing? Never mind the programming. This is now a regional construct forum. Yeah, seriously. We are getting off to some weird topics usually, or today. It's okay. It's all fun. I need, oh wait. This is some really cool tooling. I find those projects where you're making tooling to enhance the output of people more fun than building the output itself. Yeah, building the tools can be a lot of fun for sure. One of the things that makes it fun is you don't have to like necessarily worry too much about how buggy it is. You can just get it like working 90% of the way and stop. So you don't have to spend all this time like polishing it and making it look really nice. It's just like, oh, it's a tool. It looks ugly, but it works. And there you go. I need a higher level idea from you regarding a weapon system in Godot. I want it's like different weapons with different bullets and properties from same component. Yeah, I mean, I think my general advice to you is every time you need something different, you have to add a layer of abstraction. So if you want them to create different bullets, then you need a piece of code or a system that can take in some kind of definition and transform that definition into the bullet with the properties that you want to create, right? So I think that's generally a good way of thinking about it. Like every time you need something new, add some kind of level of abstraction or add some kind of system for handling that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you have more specific questions, I can help you out better with that, but it's kind of it's a broad question for sure. You made an editor already? I always wanted to know how to make an editor. Yeah, it's not that hard really. It's just, let's see. Did I close that? I think, yeah, so in here, I'm basically just using a lot of the already made game stuff that I've got in the game. So like this board here, which is just the board that you put cards on. And then I've got my board manager and my card mouse events manager, which is just enables the cards to load. And then some basic Godot inputs in here. And then the script is really just about, you know, whenever I click save, it just looks at all the cards on the board and it creates a board configuration model here. And all it's doing is it's just storing a JSON with the ID of all the cards, as well as like which position they occupy. And what I'm doing is I'm assigning a single integer value to each cell. So that, because I can't really store a vector2 in JSON without some custom deserialization and serialization. So instead, I just convert each cell of the grid into a number, and then I can just store that number in a dictionary. So it just stores the cell that the card belongs to and then the ID of the card that belongs there. And that's it. Too many times I built a tool wasting more time than it saved, but my endorphins, and I almost said that endpoints, my endorphins still pop, so I continue doing it, yeah. Hello, Snupbill with the message Yummers and the IDR 20,000. Thank you so much, very much appreciate that. That's very generous as always, and always good to see you here again, Snupbill. Welcome, welcome. I'm making an AI system. Any tips for me? Well, it depends on what kind of AI system you're making. Is it for like a roguelike action game, or is it like a turn-based AI system? Yummers indeed, yes indeed. I'm thinking of using resources for the weapons and with properties and linking the bullet scene to it. Yeah, that's a way to do it for sure. I mean, that's very similar to how I did it with Gunforged. Is I defined all the gun properties in the resource basically, and then my system just handles reading the data from that resource and then spawning the proper things in the game. Hello, Raiseball. Making a tool in 10 hours to save 5 minutes, yes. What is Yummers? Is Firebelly the Yummers, the game, the art? I think the lore that we got was that it's like when you eat something delicious, so you go Yummers. That's the lore that we were given by Snupbill anyway. So my gun can change its sprite and properties on the fly. Yeah, I think resources would be the way to do it. And then your gun scene or whatever it is, your gun script would just read the resource and configure itself in accordance with what's in that resource. Oh, my map is still generating. Okay. Let's get it to assign normal node types now. All right. Let's see. Villager. Oh, villager 1 chicken. Let's go. There's our chicken now. I think that's really funny. I'm just going to put some pretty weak cards here because I want to see if the chicken can ever do a crit. Should be able to. There's a crit heal. The chicken just crit healed. That's funny. Yes, the crit chance gets applied to each of the sub abilities, so you could deal 2 damage on a lifesteal and then get a crit heal from it, which is okay. I mean, maybe I'll change that, but I don't think so. And the necrosis has kicked in, so this thing should start dying. Nice. Is there any more chickens? Nope, no more chickens. Okay, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the chicken, I think. Villager chicken 2. Ooh, let's see how chicken 2 scaled. Deal 4 damage and heal for the damage dealt. Nice. Very cool. We'll just skip this combat. Bam. Villager chicken torch, let's go. This screen still needs work. Ooh, it's a tier 2 chicken. Nice. All right, I think that's working great. You are using JSON. Yeah, I'm using JSON for the configuration of the boards. So yeah, the enemy boards here are just pre-made, like handmade, and then they're saved as JSON, and I just load those up and pick them randomly, basically. I've got a lot of money now. What's in the shop? Oh, I need to add artifact to the shop here. I need to add artifact to the shop. Let's go to enchant. I'll put this on the spider. All poison applied increased by 1. Let's do that. Let's put that there. That is a good card, actually. Fire grows by 3 every time the enemy heals. Yoink. Increase board size again. Okay, now we can do some interesting stuff in here. Put that in there. We'll put that in there. That's not a really good amount of poison, but that's okay. Put that there and put that there. Boom, we got a nice full board here. Okay. Upgrade a card. Can I do that? Ooh, I could do that. Or I could go to... I only have 2 more moves left. Let's do this and then enchant. Yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, this board's getting destroyed. This guy doesn't even stand a chance. Goodbye. All right, enchant. What do we want to enchant here? Oh, I know what we want to enchant. Let's see. Echo, yes, Echo on the Phoenix. I actually don't know how this works. I wonder if it's going to become exhausted after its first turn. Let's see. Oh, am I just going to die here? I think the boss is a little bit too hard. I'm like never able to beat the boss. I don't think I'm gonna win. Yeah, I just get smacked up. So I'm gonna need to do some thinking about that for sure. It's time once again for indie game, yes indeed. Can you briefly explain how to use resources? When should I define a scene as one? Resources are basically just data containers. So the nice thing about resources is that they get saved as files that you can edit through the Godot editor and get all the nice export properties and whatnot. So anything that's going to have like some kind of configurability should be a resource. So like my cards are resources because I need to store like the display name and how many turns they take, and also like what the tags are and the card art and everything. All of that needs to be defined. And so a resource is a perfect use case because I can have a single card scene and then use resources as the data containers that provide data to the card scene for configuration purposes, or for the card to be able to display how it needs to display. So yeah, that's generally how you should treat them. Is the mutton going to appear in the official release? The mutton is so that mutton that I have in my inventory is just a test mutton. It just allows me to do 10,000 damage so I can skip combat encounters. But in the normal game, the mutton is actually an enemy thing that heals. So the mutton will be in the game, but it's not going to be like, you know, as powerful as it is in my case. And it's also not going to be usable by the player either. It's just an enemy card. I'm a little late. That's okay. Welcome, XCO. Good to see you again. Yeah, that's a good point. Cool, Modder Jaden. How's attack order determined for a board? Does each item in the grid have a timer? Yeah, so there's a concept of turns in the game, and turns, it doesn't matter how much time a turn takes. A turn is just a unit of time in the game, and that's the speed controls just take how long visually it takes for the turn to execute. But yeah, so you have a turn counter or a turn count on the card, and after that many turns, that's when the card executes. So yeah, and then the turn order is like, oh, excuse me. The turn order is the player always goes first. And then the enemy. So if a player card is executing at the same time as an enemy card, the player card always goes first. And hello, welcome back. Maybe I was seeing it wrong, but does the time stop every time something hits? Because that can make the rounds quite sluggish at bigger boards. Yes, that does happen. I'm gonna need to figure out how to make it more smooth, I think. The problem is I could get into some sequencing issues if the turns don't stop. Let me think, how would that work? Yeah, because there are some cards that... I'm gonna have to think about that, because there are some cards that deal damage, for instance, based on how much damage was done since his last turn. So I can't, like... I'm trying to think if I need the animations, if it needs to wait for the animations or not. Maybe it doesn't need to wait for the animations, I don't know. Sad mutton sounds. Another artifact idea, undead mutton creates a mutton minion with a bad attitude. That's a funny one. Rotten meat would be a good idea for an artifact, though. Hello, Marcos. Good morning, a nice editor. Thank you. That new game, Outlanders, I believe, just go with the timer. Just go when the timer's done, so it's a lot more hectic. Maybe something in between. Well, the problem is it's not like a real timer. Like, the Bazaar has a real timer, right? So it's like, oh, it takes, 10 seconds for this to execute. This is not based on real time, it's based on turns. Which maybe is the same thing, but... So it's like if an enemy card is 5 turns and a player card is 5 turns, they can execute at the same time. Oh, you meant the Bazaar. Okay, gotcha. Is there a turn order system where the buff goes first before the attack? The turn order is based on the position of the card in the grid. So it goes in this order. It goes at top left and it goes down first, and then it goes over and then down and then over and then down. So whatever card ends up occupying this cell at this position will end up going before anything else over on this side. Okay. Hold on a second. Give me just 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Can't you just pre-calculate the whole match and generate a full animation for that match? Or could you customize your board during that match? I could, but there'd be no real benefit of pre-calculating it versus just doing it in order sequentially, because when the auto-resolve happens, so when I click auto-resolve for a combat encounter, that's essentially what it does. It doesn't pre-calculate it necessarily, but it just does a while loop where it executes all the turns without animations. So if I go into here and I just like put this in here and I go here and then I click auto resolve, it's going through all those turns in sequential order immediately and just skipping the animations. And so that's why, you know, you get the correct result when you do the auto resolve. So there is an auto resolve button if you don't want to sit through the animations and you just want to blow through things. But yeah, in terms of, I actually am kind of curious about that animation thing. There's a couple of questions I have about my system here, now that you are all asking about it. Let me just add chicken. So if I go to my board inventory manager, let me see. Board inventory component. Order cards by priority. Oh, so it's based on the top left position of the cell. Interesting. I don't know how this works. Okay, well, so the ordering is a little bit different than what I had said, but that's okay for now. I'm going to my base card here. Where is this actually playing? So I don't need to await here, I don't think. I don't need to await here. So I think I just removed all of the animations. Let's see what that looks like. So if I just let the turns keep ticking despite the animations playing, maybe that will be better. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it still pauses when it executes. Why is that happening? Do I have another await in here that I missed? Oops. Where is that happening? Oh. I actually don't need to do this either. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this looks like. That might smooth out the combat without necessarily messing anything up. I guess the only thing that would be concerning is that I could have an animation play again before the previous animation was finished, but that might be okay. Let's just see what this does. That's working faster. There are still some pauses. Where are these pauses coming from? Oh, I'm awaiting the ripple animation up here. So let's just do this then. Okay. Or if your speed is high enough, you can go twice in a row. Well, again, the turns are not based on any amount of time. The turns are just a amorphous unit of time. Each turn could take 100,000 years, or each turn could take like a nanosecond. Like there's no concept of speed. It's just like a turn is just a unit of game time. So the quote unquote speed of the game, it just controls how fast the animations go. That's it. I think it's a little bit harder to know what's going on there, but I mean, how do we feel about that? It's kind of interesting. I think I do need some kind of pause still. Let me think. I do think that maybe awaiting this is still a good idea. That doesn't fix the fastness of the turns, yeah. Hello, Yeet, welcome back. Another artifact idea. Awful Foul. Increases poison damage and increases blood gained at the end of combat. Okay. Hello, Master Car, welcome back. Good to see you again. Long time no chat. That's why I asked, you already have auto-resolve, you might as well have the full animation logic separate as well. Yeah, I mean, the animation logic is basically separate because I can choose not to await it like I'm doing right now. So let's see what this does. And the other thing that's making it a little bit choppy is this status component in here. We have that await in there that I can get rid of. I gotta go, see you all next time and good luck. All right, Ollie, thanks for joining. With C# and A string, you can use configure await and set to false. This treats the task as a fire and forget. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I don't know why I went this way first. Let's go here. Phoenix, these, that. How do I feel about that? Does that feel better? Of course, there's no combats in here. Skip. Alchemy. We'll skip the alchemy. Enchant. We'll skip the enchant too. Also change the core mechanic of my game. Instead of doing something by Gunforge, the gun parts, now you create the bullet. You have shell type, you have limit 3 materials you can combine, try to make it feel more unique. I see, so you're changing the bullets instead. That's a creative idea. That's an interesting approach for sure. It feels smoother, but def harder to know what's going on. This is what Bazaar is also dealing with. They have an overview at the end of damage, but you shouldn't just do what the Bazaar does, of course. Yeah. Well, I do want to do a combat log. That's something that I've wanted to do for a while. That might actually be a fun thing to do. I don't want to necessarily do that before the playtest though, but something like a combat log might be necessary. The other thing I could do is I could just use this play ripple animation. Where is this? I could use this as the way to determine, like, based on speed. So this is currently doing 0.3 seconds. So if I make it by, like, if I do this, like float length or something. Let's set it equal to 1 by default. If I set 1, and then inside of here, what I can do is I could say var length is equal to gameutils.games dot or game constants. What is it? Game manager, game speed manager dot game speed. So let's do 1 divided by game manager dot game speed. I think. Oh, speed tier. Let's do speed tier. So I could use the ripple animation that's played like the execution, and I could speed that up based on the game speed itself. So if I do that, and I go here now, on the default speed, it should be a lot slower in terms of the execution of abilities. So let's see. Well, the ripple there is a little bit. I think that looks a little bit nicer maybe, but let me see. The problem is with some abilities, like it applies damage and poison, it's applying those both at exactly the same time, and so I get like an overlap of those abilities. So I'm gonna have to figure out exactly what I'm doing here. Also, what happened there? Did I just realize something? Hold on. Let's go back this way. Did I just realize something? Let's see. Ooh, I died? How in the world did I die? Let's put that in there. Oh, there's a couple of things in there that aren't fading out. Interesting. In the orrery. Okay, there's a lot to figure out here for sure. Oops, why is that? Oh, that's not good. Anyway, configure await false and add that to a task that's awaited. Yeah, I don't know how you would fix it, but the damage doesn't feel juicy when there's no animations. Is that what you mean? Or just generally speaking? Good morning. The character making process is going bad. I will watch a tut for it shortly. And man, IDK, what to do? So many things to do. Yeah, it's game dev in a nutshell. Welcome back, Cat Hugger. My character looks good, but it doesn't match the game background. It's difficult. It's really difficult to get thematic consistency. It really is. So I need to figure out what to do with the animations. I don't think I'm ready to make these changes just yet, but I can definitely play with them for sure. I think I just need to do an overview or I kind of need to reevaluate a lot of the effects that are happening, I think. Because a lot of them are just like really rough. So I kind of need to like sit down and actually figure out what the effect should look like, and that will probably determine how the combat actually goes visually speaking. Like I definitely don't like the damage effect. It's just like kind of a placeholder slash. But We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Should probably fix this orrery while I'm looking at it. Combat widget. Control utilities fade out widget. Let's fix that. I don't think I need that fade out material there anymore. Okay, enemy health label. Orrery base. Oh, I think I know what happened. Hold on a second. Orrery base depth. So let's do that. Let's see. Private node 2D, orrery base depth, and then orrery alternate depth. That should work. And then I need to do the same thing for the speed disk, I think. Oh, that's going to be difficult. Oh, no. The combat disc doesn't need to fade out, I don't think. Oh, this is so difficult. Speed disk. $73.23. And this is probably also $73.23, right? Yeah. $73.23. So I wonder if I just do this. Add child node, canvas group, disk canvas group. Let's do 73. What was it? 73.23? Yeah. Then we'll put those disks in there. Oh, is that gonna work? Oh, it's not gonna work. Oh. How am I gonna do this? Hmm. I might be stumped. I might be good and stumped here. Could be a lack of unique animations or sound effects, but it feels more like watching a character do work on a sim game as opposed to an exciting battle. Feels like a process rather than a battle. What's your game about? It's like a card game, turn-based game. Yeah, it's a grid inventory management collectible card game auto battler with sort of the necromancy, alchemy, medieval science theme. So it's in the same vein as like Backpack Heroes or The Bazaar, but it's a single-player roguelike experience. What type of font are you using for the numbers? I think it's called Voice 7H. Or for these numbers here, this is, I don't know what this one is. So I'm only using 3 fonts here, which might be too many, but I've got Soft Square Mono, Soft Square Grandeur 8H, and Voice 7H. I think those are public domain fonts as well, so you can definitely go and grab those. I don't know what to do about this. What am I going to do about this? Here's what I'll do. This is going to be a little bit messy, but I think it'll work. Use parent material on all of those. And then this, I can speed disk segments and then a speed disk itself. Okay, so I need to fade out the combat disk. So equals visual utilities, fade out combat disk, visual utilities, fade out speed disk, and then what else? Visual utilities, fade out speed disk segments. Thank you. All right, let's see if that works. I have no clue if it's going to work, but let's see. Uh-oh, couldn't resolve track. Did I do something wrong? No, it's fine. Okay. Pass-through control widget root. What? Oops. Dang it. Why does it not know? It seems to be okay. I don't know. I don't know why that's erroring, but let's see. Let's see if the orrery fades out correctly now. There's still some wrong things. The pointer needs to... Did I not fade out the pointer? Oops. This is a little bit of a mess, but I don't know a way around this. Because of the way the Godot materials work. You're welcome, Denver. How long has it been since development? It's been a couple months, maybe 4 months. I think you forgot to use the length parameter in the play ripple animation earlier. No, I didn't. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. That's not in the code anymore anyway. I undid all that. Okay, there we go. Now it's fading out properly. Okay. It's a little bit janky still because of some canvas group issues, but I'll fix that later. Fix combat widget fade outs. Okay. How close am I to finishing it? I want to have it done by the end of the year. So not close. Not close. All right, so let me think. Anyway, let's find something else that's fun to do. So the chicken is done. I mean, maybe we should do some work on the effects, because I think that's a big thing that needs to be changed as well. I think everything else is more or less looking okay, but I should figure out some different effects. By the end of the year, yes. Which I'll be able to dump a lot more time into this game once my new Udemy course is done, which is almost done. Like I said, that should be done this week, so. That's a lot of time. I was hoping my game to be finished by the end of 2 months. Well, are you trying to sell your game? Because I'm trying to sell my game on Steam. Which means that I gotta really make sure that it's good and also that it's, you know, there's enough content there and all that stuff. It's gonna be a lot of work, but we're gonna do it. What's the new course about? It's an online cooperative multiplayer course in the Google Play Store. Very nice. Yeah, I hope that goes well. Good luck to you, Cat Hugger. And yeah, you'll have to let me know how it goes. All right, I need to figure out what the heck is going on here. Let's see. Add card highlighting to things. I really do think I need to figure out the effects, but I just don't, I don't have any good. That error is very annoying. I'm gonna restart my editor and see if that will work. I need some ideas for the effects. I don't like the way that they are currently. I wonder if I could just use particles exclusively for the effects. Might look weird, but I wonder if I could get away with that. So let's just start with the basic damage. So yeah, that effect there. Doesn't look great. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone have any suggestions for what the damage effect could be? I mean, the thing that I can only really think of is like playing around with particles instead. I kind of have an idea. Let's try it. Let's try it. This is the damage effect here. I kind of have an idea, which is, let me see. Where's that damage effect used? So I can actually just play this. Yeah, I could just do this in here. Let me try something. Load default palette, boom, boom. The one thing that I think can make the scene more dynamic is color gradient in the background. If you're doing well, your side of the screen becomes more visually bright and intimidating and vice versa. That's an interesting idea, yeah. The damage effect, a scythe slashing the enemy, it's just a random like gash kind of thing. It doesn't have any particular meaning or theme to it. But let's do this. So I'm going to just hide that. Add child node, GPU particles 2D. Texture, quick load. Particles outline red. Particles animation material. Okay, process material. New particle process material, sphere. 12. Let's do 20. Direction. Gonna have to flip this probably, but that's okay. Okay. I don't think I want this to be a sphere, at least not with that amount of radius. Angular velocity, angle, let's change that. I don't know if that's going to look good, but let's see. I'm just curious. I'll add more to this. I just want to see what this looks like. Particles. So when we play this, node, private, GPU particles, 2D particles. When we call play, we'll just do this too. We'll leave that tween in place. Why not? Particles.emitting equals true. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Maybe a ghoulish ghost being exhumed from the enemy as a necro attack ability. Yeah, that could work. I don't know. Like, I just don't know how to style these correctly. That's the thing. Oh, that's really small. So, but with some tweaks, that could maybe look good, actually. So we do this. Let's do like 4. We need to increase this by a lot. It's probably too big, actually. Let's do 2. See what that does. That actually looks better. If I add a little bit more. That looks better. So yeah, there's just a couple of things I want to do. I want to try to add like maybe some kind of flash. Like, so what I would do maybe is duplicate this particles here. Flash particles. Quick load. Particles.png. That's not going to work. Am I using this anywhere? Particles.png. View owners. Wisp. What in the heck? This is not used anywhere, is it? View owners. Targeted effect player component. I don't think that's being used anywhere. Oh, this resource preloader isn't even used. What is this? I don't know. We're getting rid of this. Goodbye. Delete. And then we can do view owners here. We can remove these, delete that, remove that. Okay, so now don't save this particles.png. If I view the owners now, it's only being used in this damage effect. So I can remove that. Let's open that up. Open file, particles. We need to change this to the normal white color, which is just like an off-white. Okay, so now I can put this in here. And then the flash particles, this has been duplicated. So what I'm going to do is make unique recursive. And then in here, we can change the direction a little bit. And we can get rid of the gravity as well. Like so. We can turn down the amount. And maybe reduce the aggressiveness a little bit. And maybe the time as well. We'll see. And then we'll duplicate that and we'll just rotate this. Flash particles 2. Okay. So damage effect, these need to be behind that though. Okay. Node. Private GPU particles 2D, flash particles 1. Let's see what that does. Just found your game Gunforged on stay-at-home video. Interesting. Wait, was that an old video or is it a new one? It had 200K views. Might be an old video. Can you tell me when that video was published? Oops. Okay, so that flash is not working quite the way that I want it to. Maybe the attacker move and smash the damage receiver instead of just pulsating. I'm not going to do that. I think that would be too visually noisy. It is something that I considered, but no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I do like the blood spray effect more than what I had before. I think that what I need to do though is just figure out what to do about this flash. I don't like that setup. So what I'm going to do instead is in here, I'm just going to make this a direction of 1 as well. Make this go at the same time as the particles, and we'll see what that does. We'll see what that does. It was 2 years ago you commented on it. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So yeah, it's an old version of Gunforged then. This flash particles 1, it's not really visible. I'm kind of curious if I make that a little bit longer lived though. I don't know, we'll see. We're just playing around. We're just having fun. We're just doing some random game dev stuff. You know how it goes. Oh, I kind of like that. What I might do for this flash particles is, let me think. Maybe make it slower. I kind of like that. I might reduce the amount here too. Just make it a very subtle, like, white flash. Probably add effects if it's fire, poison. Yeah, that's the plan. They already are different effects, like poison and fire and everything. I just need to, like, design those particles for each of them, I think. Why does this look different? Well, I guess it's okay. I guess it's all right. I think that's better than what I had before. I don't know how easy it is to see on the stream. I'm going to change it so that it flips the other way for the enemy. Wonder if I made it even, like, more just make stage what I have. If I just made it even more super obvious that it's happening. So how could I do that? I could increase the amount and then really up this initial velocity here. Full stack dev here, try to create my own game, gave up because I don't know how to create pixel art and sprite, failed at 2D tile set. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. IO Daniel. It's very hard. I've definitely been in your position before where it's just like frustrated because the art just doesn't look good. You know what I might do also is this flash particles here. Change this scale back to 1. Just make it super subtle. I don't even know why that's there, to be honest. I think it just adds a little bit of extra visual flair. That looks good, actually. I might turn this back up. I think it's better than what I had before, honestly. I really do. Any opinions? Any opinions, chat? Anyone? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it okay? Is it a lateral move? Is it an improvement? Let's get opinions from the people. The hardest part about making a game is art because people judge game on it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of great games on Steam that I passed over because I didn't like the art style. I'm sure that's true. Improvement, but still kind of lacking. Making animation will be cooler. Well, I can't make a unique attack animation for every card because I'm trying to make this game not take forever. I just want generic effects for damage, generic effects for poison. Could use more polish, but it's more visually exciting. Okay. Will all that blank space be eventually filled with something? Yes. Yes. I don't know what that something is going to be yet, but yeah. Probably just some kind of like background element up here or something that I'll need to draw for every environment. I don't know how to make this not lacking, though. What else could I do? Game dev takes so much time and people just to call it's okay, I guess. But I mean, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it takes time, but you know, the value of something is not necessarily related to how much time you put into it, you know? If you spend a bunch of time arranging garbage, it's still going to be garbage, you know? So it does take a lot of time, but a lot of that, at least in my case, it's like a lot of that is just trying to figure out how to get to that point where I need to be. If I knew what to do ahead of time, like, oh, I know exactly what visual effect to do, this would have been done in 15 minutes. But the reason it's going to take hours is because I'm going to have to iterate and figure out what works and what doesn't, and what looks good and what looks bad. Maybe some kind of hit flash would work. The problem though is that I have a limited color palette, so I can't do a traditional hit flash where it flashes white and then it just gradually goes back to its color. This flash that you're seeing from the heel is the best that I could do for a hit flash, and I don't think that would work. Wonder if hold on a second. One thing I could do here, so I could change this emission shape radius up again. And then this flash particles here. Yeah, let's try that. I would maybe have a really translatent what? Ditter effect? A translatent ditter effect. Why don't you just generate it with AI, yeah. Ito makes games, welcome back. The chicken does look kind of thick, maybe the neck under the beak a bit less. Chickens are thick, though. Chickens don't have thin necks, they've got real thick necks. Unless their necks are like really stretched out. Particles look great, you like them, Tristan? Thank you, thank you. I think the white should be for a hit effect. So instead of a heal, the white is for the hit. I still don't think it's gonna look good. I don't like that effect generally. I just don't. I was gonna remove it for the heal even. I'm gonna turn this back down to 0.3. transparent and dither. Have a really transparent dither effect. Interesting. A dither effect on the particles would be kind of cool. I made the particles cover more area now. Having taken care of chickens, their neck is thicker than I thought it would be, and they're more evil than I thought. Yeah, I mean, I know several people that own chickens in real life, and it's like, they're actually pretty thick. They got like, a lot of it is feathers on their neck, but I definitely think particle spray, yeah, I'm going to do that for sure. I just haven't, I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep the particle first before I put a bunch of effort into making it go the other way. But yeah, I definitely agree. Wiggle the starting position as well, just so that they're not always coming from the dead center. That's a good idea. Let's try that. So targeted effect player component. I actually don't know where this is. Effect player component. Damage effect. Add child. So this is the effect player component. So let's do this. Damage effect dot position. Plus equals mathUtil.rand times mathUtil.rng.rand range 0 to 8. Let's try that. Them thick boys, yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's try this now. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more of an offset. Here comes the cat. I'm streaming. Go away. I'm streaming. Update, the cat did not go away. Say hi to the stream. You wanted attention. You wanted attention, so say hi to the stream. No? You don't want to say hi to the stream? Maybe when doing different types of damage, it has different animations, like when poison is applied instead of shooting blood, you can drip poison droplets. Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out a different approach, generally speaking. I think poison particles would be good in this instance. I think that's looking okay now. It's looking okay. The effect on the player should be rotated. It looks weird. Yeah, I will do that. Should the blood not go left on the player? Oh my gosh, guys. Jeepers. All right, fine. I'll switch it. I'll switch it, everybody. Okay. All right. I'll do it. I'll do it. Stop bullying me. Okay, let's do it. I actually don't know how I'm going to do that. Let's see. Play effect for ability. Damage effect. I see. Where is this happening? Play effect for ability, effect player component, effect board. var flip is equal to effect board dot, or equals this dot get board manager dot player get player board. Bool flip effect. If flip effect damage effect dot scale. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Maybe it won't, but let's see. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Always good to have you lurking. Bills Sama. I don't know what that means. There's no argument. Huh? Oh, I forgot to save the script. Oops. This cat should get a card as well. Yeah, I should do that, huh? I should do that. How do you make that pixel art animation with the blood? Is it frame by frame? No, that's just particles. It's just particles. Or are you talking about this health globe down here? If you're talking about the hit particles, like when things get hit. Okay, so now the blood's going the other way. All right, is everybody happy? Why is it not set to the left yet or even working? AI could have done this in 2 seconds. Man. Okay, so now it's going to the left. How does that look? I think it does look pretty good. It looks a lot more visceral than whatever existed before. I have an interest in game dev, specifically with using Godot. What sort of knowledge do I have to learn and understand chronologically? Like, what should I do first? What's next? Do you have programming experience? The first thing you should do is get familiar with programming. You could do that with basically any language. A lot of people recommend starting with Python. You could also use JavaScript. I mean, the most important thing is that you need to understand like the fundamentals of programming, specifically object-oriented programming. So that will help you a lot. And you don't need to go super deep into that, but you need to have some familiarity, I think, or you should develop some familiarity with that. And then I would just go straight into making something simple in Godot, like 2D, because the place to go from understanding programming is then to figure out how to use the engine and how all the pieces of it work. And you're really only going to learn that by actually using the engine. So I would go in and start making a game then. And I think that's basically it. And then you can just learn new skills as you keep going. So you can learn art, but I don't think the order is necessarily important. But that's just my 2 cents, I guess. Welcome to the stream, by the way, last second. Yes, the health. Okay. The health, yeah, that is a, it's a shader animation. So I drew a texture that's animated with a shader. It's having its UVs modulated up and down in accordance with a sine wave, but then it's also scrolling infinitely, and both of those things are done with the shader. So it's not frame by frame. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what this is doing again. Resurrect. I think this is looking okay. I'm gonna be trying to do like a poison effect now. Or I should try to do a poison effect now. You're welcome, last second. Give me 1 second. Let's go back to a combat. Ooh, 4 chickens. Let's do it. What up, chickens? That does feel a lot more visceral. It kind of like hurts a little bit when you see all that blood coming out of you. It's like, oof. I just took a bunch of hits. I think one of the hardest parts about getting into any creative field is not having a set curriculum. Yeah, that's definitely true. You have to be able to learn the things that you need to learn, but also like determine what you need to learn. But I think that's why I'm really a big fan of like trial by fire learning. Like get some basic familiarity and then just like set out to make something, you know, like say I want to make a little tiny RPG where I can run around on a map and kill things. It's like, there's plenty there to learn if you start with a project like that. Like, you're probably going to hit a barrier in terms of a lack of knowledge basically immediately, right? But there's plenty there, right? And you just break down the problem. You say, okay, well, the first thing I need is I need a character that I can move around. So get through all of the problems in that little narrow space, and then say, okay, like, now I want an environment. So how do I actually make an environment look good in the Godot engine or whatever? And then it's like, okay, great. Now I want enemy AI, but it's like, how do I control that? And how do I do distance checks so that they can aggro to the player? So yeah, just start with something you want to build, like throw yourself into the fire and just like try to break it down into little tiny parts. Like I said, get the character movement down, get the environment going. Basic collisions will be a part of that as well. Get just like an enemy. The enemy doesn't even have to move. Just get an enemy that you can go and smack and he dies, right? It's like just little things and just build up from there. So that's a little bit more of a guided way of learning. Too much freedom is overwhelming. Yes, it is. That's for sure. KFC boss. Yeah, just a boss board filled with chickens. That would actually be kind of an interesting, like, Easter egg. Like, there's a 1 in 100 chance where the boss that you get is just all chickens. You just, like, it's like that meme, like, who would win in a fight, like, 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses or something. Except in this game, it'd be like 30 chickens. I do think it's kind of funny that this board is basically it's just 4 chickens. I think that's pretty funny. That's definitely staying in the game. The blood looks weird. Have you tried making it go to the right on the player? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Blood effect based on the damage dealt. I could do that. The problem is then I need to come up with a whole scaling mechanism because all of the damage is going to go up over time. Maybe interesting as well if that attack takes enough health in a single hit that the screen shakes a bit more intensely. Oh, for like crits and stuff. There could be special effects for crits. What would be your unbiased opinion for learning through courses? I think courses can be good. I think they can only take you so far though. Like you do need to branch out and try your own thing and go out on a limb and try to go take the training wheels off, so to speak. Try to do something that you don't have an immediate resource for. That's the only way you're really going to learn and like internalize the things you need to know. But courses are great because sometimes you just don't know where to start, and a course is good when it can introduce you to all of these things that you didn't even know about, right? So like, trying to think. Well, I think you know what I mean. It's like, sometimes the problem is you don't know what you don't know, and what a course can do is a course can reveal a bunch of things that you don't know to you and give you a brief introduction to those things. But then now that you know that there's things that you're not super familiar with, you can do more research and practice with them more, right? But a lot of the difficulty of getting started in any new hobby is like, how do I find the things that I don't know? How do I uncover all of the things that I need to learn? That is kind of its own problem in and of itself. So that's where I think courses can be very helpful. Small bucket with fries. It would be something based on damage, based on max health. Yeah, it could be a percentage, I guess, but I think crits is a good idea because there are crits in this game. So having a special effect for crits. Hello, cat. Hi. What are you doing? Are you annoyed? Are you annoyed? Believe it or not, he's still purring. Are you annoyed? No? Okay. The unknown unknowns really like that sentence, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Could make the blood stay in the background. That is an interesting idea. IDK, watching streams like yours is pretty good for learning about unknowns too. Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Tell him he's bald. Hey, you're bald. he just looked at me like, what do you mean? I'm late to the party. Did I miss anything cool? Yeah, we did a new blood effect. Let me show you. Let me get your thoughts on this any key. So a new hit effect when enemies or the player gets hit. There's blood particles now that spray out instead of the little slash art that was there before. So just trying to experiment with cleaning up the effects, making them a little bit more visually interesting. Also, we added a chicken, as you can probably see. I see a boss fight in the webcam. This morning I'm digging around in the particles docks a bit more now. Yeah, there you go. It does feel more juicy. He's not bald, his fur is just inside out. Ew. Gross. So, how are we feeling? I think that's looking pretty good. Let me change some things real quick. So this play, I'm actually going to do, since I'm changing this damage effect, I'm going to actually remove this sprite 2D here. And also, I'm just going to create an animation player. Oops. I'm not going to do an animation player, whatever. We're going to do this, tween interval. We'll do half a second. Do I need to wait for this? Oh, wait. Probably should do that, huh? Yeah, I don't know why it's being awaited necessarily. I wonder if I should just not await that. It's a pretty clear indicator that damage was done. I'm not sure how this will affect visibility on Steam. They limit exposure based on content so little kids don't see games with blood. What? How does that work with like horror games and stuff? Or like shooters? Or what about that VR game, Gorn? There's a guy hung on a tree in the UI. That's true, yeah. Also, it's not really blood. I mean, it's a red particle, but it's like far from gore, you know what I mean? Okay, I think that's working fine. Oh, I've got some errors. Object reference not set to an instance of object. Oh, yeah. That's because that's not a thing anymore. Let's try again. Skip. I do think it feels a little bit nicer to not await for that, or await that effect playing. Steam is pretty smart. Odds are it's getting recommended to the ideal demographic anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to make sure that the blood is not going to be an issue. I just remember that back in my day, enough concerned mothers raised a stink about blood in Mortal Kombat and other such games. I have no idea how Steam handles things to avoid blowback. I don't know. I don't think anyone cares anymore, honestly. I don't think anyone cares anymore. But I'm going to look into that and make sure. I mean, it's a good thing to call out. But I mean, it's just such a ubiquitous thing in games. I have a hard time thinking that it's going to negatively affect anything. Like, I don't even remember the last time I played a video game that didn't have blood in it. Let me think. Oh, maybe Balatro. Although Balatro would be a better game if it had a lot of blood and gore. D&D was once deemed a devil's game. Time have changed. Steam has literal corn now. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think so. I mean, honestly, I don't think... Yeah, maybe 13 plus would be an appropriate rating. Because there are some, like... I don't want to say edgy themes, but there are themes in this game that aren't completely appropriate for younger children, that's for sure. That's for sure. But we'll worry about that bridge when we cross it. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. I should probably change that shovel. Amanita muscaria. It's been a while since I got that one. Apply 2 poison. I'm just trying to get to a combat. .5x multiplier on that one. Very nice. Chicken, dog, mutton. Let's go. I do think it feels snappier not waiting for the effect to play, because previously here, I was waiting for this effect to be over, but I don't think I need to do that anymore. I'll just play the effect and then continue on. It doesn't need to add that much delay. I think that alone makes the combat feel snappier, because it's just a super quick effect anyway. There's no reason to wait for it. Cool. So I'm actually going to do this. Damage effect.play. We're going to get rid of the async here, and we're going to get rid of that. And we'll do this. Okay. Add new damage effect. Kids shouldn't see that chicken. Yeah, he's too thick. Talk about corn. Anyway, so anyway, that's going to be it for the stream today. My McDonald's just arrived, so I will be munching on that very shortly. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And I appreciate all the support. Do I have a list of VS Code plugins you're using? I'm just using Copilot and the C# dev kit. That's it. Well, I also have like the theme stuff, but I think it's just Dracula and material icon themes. Or material theme icons or something. Localization, at least the Steam page, is more important, as Steam is more likely to recommend games that have a Steam page in your language. That's true, yeah. So I have to do that too. So much to do. Anyway, thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you all for your support. And I have all of my offerings in the description below. My Udemy courses are available, as well as Gunforged, which is 50% off in the Steam summer sale. So definitely pick those things up if you want to support me. And I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.